What up, though? And welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by Detroit Lions on the Prowl and Lions Nation Unite. It's your man, Curt Steele. Today, it is Wednesday, May 25th, 2022. On deck for today's show, it's all about my dude, Jim Bordeaux. We pay tribute to our founder and our friend, Mr. Jim Bordeaux. Tomorrow is the 6-month anniversary of the day that he passed away. So we're going to celebrate Jim, chop it up, talk some stories, man, and, remember the great dude that he was, man. And, before we get into all that noise, it's time to bring in the rest of the crew. First up, man, y'all know him, man. Y'all see him. He is the dude, man. I know he be wearing those, down low cookout ones, at the barbecue, with the socks. My man, LL Cool Jones, what's up, my dude?
Nike flip-flops is the only way to go. What's that, Proud Nation? Good morning.
Hey, y'all know who
Prowl.
it is. Yeah, y'all see him up there, man. He is the boxing pride of Jackson, Michigan. I actually saw a picture of him in the ring the other day, man, with his gloves on, man. Y'all know who it is. It is who?
Coach Jones. Who is Coach Mike Jones? I'm about that life, baby.
Hey, let's get this thing started.
Right now.
Let go.
It's Detroit Lions Talk, baby.
We're going to get up, and on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Yes, sir. We in the deep. Hey, welcome back to the show, people, man. Y'all know today's show is about We Love You, Jim. It's about our dude, Jim Bordeaux. First, we're going to talk about how we met. Now, first up on the panel is Mike Jones. He was the first guy of the crew to meet Jim. How did you meet Jim?
Yeah. I met Jim actually. He sent me a message on Twitter. He DM'd me, and he's like, "Hey, what's up, man? Are you looking to do this and get into this?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, because I seen that he was moving. Because that's the way Jim is. He reaches out. He reaches out when he sees you trying to do something and you're progressing and he likes to see that, man. And he reached out to me and brought me in, man. And he opened my world up to a whole new perspective on this whole trying to podcast, joining different groups and things like that, man. He actually introduced me. He backdoored me into the DSA. So Jim is, you know what I'm saying? Jim was always about that, man. Always, man. I love Jim for that, man.
Yeah. How I met Jim was on your show, Shawnee J. Mike knew Shawnee J, another former co-host on the Die Hard Den podcast. We were doing a show, Shawnee J and I brought him on to the Die Hard Den when I left. My other host left, and he knew Mike, and he's like, "Hey, man, it's a guy out here. He wants us to do a show with him." I'm like, "Cool, man." He said, guy's name was Mike Jones. He's an OMG, it's Lions Talk. He want to chop it up with us. I'm like, "Cool, I'm down with that." And lo and behold, that episode, Jim was on there, and we chopped it up, man. We talked. Had some fun talking Lions that day, and we stayed connected after that. It was one of those things where I was like, "Oh man, okay, I met a pretty cool dude." The way that he saw things is we saw things in a similar way, maybe from different angles, but the way that we saw them were similar, and the way that we viewed and the way we talked about Lions was similar. So we kind of clicked off the bat, man. So my man Jim off the rip was one of those guys, man. I just kind of clicked with, and it was like, okay, man, this is a connection I want to keep. Now, my man LL Cool Jones, you were kind of outlier because Jim, Mike, and I all met in the same realm, but you were kind of like the guy that's kind of showed up, for me. I was like, he just kind of showed up on our Friday show. So how did you meet Jim?
Just like that, honestly. I don't even know how I started watching y'all. I just picked it up one day and I was watching every day. And one day I just happened to reach out to Jim on Twitter it must have been Jim. Yeah. And I said, "Hey, what I got to do to get onto the show?" And it was like, "If you want to come on, just let me know. I'll send you the link." And it was pretty much on since then. Like Mike said, like it ain't, Jim just, if you was down for the cause, he wanted you a part of it, or just to include you, just to get you, even if it wasn't necessarily with, I guess, with Detroit Lions on the Prowl, just wanted to get you, doing something, get you out there, to be doing what you say you want to do. And that's what I appreciate Jim for, man.
Yeah, man, that's what's up. We all have our fond memories of how we met Jim, and that's just a lifetime bond that you had with him. All right, so hey, if you like this content, man, like the video. I know who gonna like not like this one. Go ahead, like it, share it. You know what I'm saying? Talk about our man Jim, and go ahead, leave us a comment. The family discussion topic for today is share your fond memories of Jim Bordeaux in the comments, man. You know what I'm saying? We know you're gonna do it on the chat of the live video and doing the premiere, but go ahead and drop us a comment in the comments section of the video of your fondest memories of Jim. And you know how we're gonna do it. We're gonna read 6 of those things on Monday's show, man, because we're gonna continue this fine tribute of our friend Mr. Jim Bordeaux.
Yeah.
All right. So LL, you up next with this one, man. What's your topic for today? What do you miss about Jim?
Oh, what I miss most, man, is just him. Like, I thought about it a couple of times. That y'all said it a few times, like during the draft, just what he would think about certain players, like what he would say. I like, his little, I guess, euphemisms, or just his little sayings and stuff. Like third and golf, different things. Like, that's one thing I really liked about. That's probably what I miss about Jim the most. He hated golf just like me. Y'all is a little bit different. Y'all like to pick with me, and he y'all friend, and y'all want him. And I want him to do good as well, because if he do good, then the team do good. But y'all really like him. Y'all like Jared Goff for whatever the hell reason. And Jim, he knew better, and he saw the same things that I saw. We both hated him just the same. That's what I really miss about Jim, is just our ability to hate Jared Goff.
That's what you miss about Jim.
Oh,
it's hatred for God. That's hilarious.
Man.
All right, my man, Coach Jones, what do you miss about our man Jim Bordeaux?
I just miss the keeping it real, that he, you know what I'm saying, Jim kept it real. He kept it 100 at all times. And if he had anything that he wanted to say to you, that he'd send that Zoom link in your inbox so quick. he'd be like, I sent you a link real quick. Let's talk for 5 minutes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was Jim, man. Jim just kept it 100 at all times. And he loved to explain stuff like face to face. Even though I'm in Jackson, you in North Carolina, you in Pontiac. But Jim always sent that Zoom link like, we got to get somebody, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I like about Jim, man.
Yeah, man, that's Jim. That's what is, we're going to keep Coach Jones on there rolling with. But for me, what I missed most about Jim is we would have so many conversations. Like, it will be either before we started recording or after we started recording. We will just have these long, conversations about life. We were, similar age. Jim was a little bit older than I am, but things that we experienced in life, it was always, down to earth. Like Jim, we became really, tight. That was my brother right there. It was, I lost another, like I said, I lost Shawnee J right before Jim, and Shawnee and I were close, but we weren't as close as Jim and I, because Jim and myself, we talked all the time because we did the show so often. So we were always in constant communications, and we became partners, on the show, different ventures that we would do, going over to Belly Up for a while, working with that network, and then, our migration over to LNU. But, the life stories and, just, how we saw life and, how we saw the Lions, it was similar. Like I said, we saw things in a similar way, but from different angles. And we were always able to, even if we disagreed, we were always able to talk and get things out. What I'm saying? It was never a debate. It was always, we expressed our opinion. What I'm saying? It was never anything where we was like, oh, disrespectful. We knew how to talk to each other respectfully if we respectfully disagree with each other on something. But just his infectious laugh sometimes, and we would get on here in the morning and do shows so early, and he will always, he knew how to turn it on. You know what I'm saying? It was go time. But just for me, it was the camaraderie of Jim, you know what I'm saying? His brotherhood that we had and the bond that we shared. That's always a thing I will miss definitely about Jim, man. But yeah, he made it a joy to come and do this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You wake up early in the morning, and we're still doing it in his memory, but you know, to wake up early in the morning to do these recordings, and you know, but I look forward to it. I'm like, man, you know, this is just one of those things, you know. I get up early in the morning to talk football with Jim, and I get up early to talk football with my boys, man, and I love it. But you know, I do miss that camaraderie that we shared here on the program. So definitely, hey man, let's pay some bills right quick. So you know, hey, if you're gonna get yourself some Lions gear, go over to fanatics.com. You see I'm rocking the cap right there. The link's in the description below. A small portion of the proceeds go to help us grow the content on this channel. If you want to get yourself some Lions Nation Unite gear, go over to lnushop.com, get yourself some gear. If you want to rock some Prowl Nation gear, I'm rocking a Prowl Nation shirt this morning. My man LL rocking an MCDC shirt. Go over to lionsontheprowlshop.com. They will be migrating into each other soon, where you can get all of our stuff right there on lnushop.com. So stay tuned for that. But right now, you can go to lionsontheprowlshop.com. Go over there, man. Get yourself a Prowl Nation shirt, man. Prowl Nation family. That was the shirt that Jim wore all the time. So if you want to, you know, go ahead and pay some tribute to our man Jim Bordeaux. Get yourself a Prowl Nation family shirt, man. Because like we always say back on the show, man, we don't have fans. We don't have viewers. We got family, and it's all love right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Man, if you want to check us out on Lions Nation Unite, speaking of that platform, Herman Moore and those guys over there, go over and check it out. They just had a live show last night. You can check out the YouTube channel as well, and you can watch any of the shows right there in the Lions Nation Unite app. You can download it on the Google, Android, or Apple app stores. Lions Nation Unite. It's the ultimate virtual hangout for Detroit Lions fans. My man, Coach Mike, what you got next, dude?
Oh man, so funny story, man. We're gonna do some funny stories about
Funny story about Jim, because Jim is messing with Coach Mike's signal this morning. He is doing that, man. You got to be doing it up there, man, because he is giving Mike Jones' signal to business this morning. Funny stories about Jim, man. Probably one of the funniest and exciting stories that happened was about LNU. Man, he was like, man, I got some news for you, man. I can't tell you right now till it's official, but he was just so pumped up and he was so excited, man. And then when he finally got a chance to spill the beans, he's like, hey, man, Herman Moore wants to work with us over there on this app, man. And it was like, wow. But like, I know that's not, but like the excitement and the joy he had on his face, definitely, you know, was one of those things where it was, you know, you can see the joy on his face. And the way he talked about Jared Goff coming from the family day a couple years ago, I had to give it to you, LL. He was like, man, this dude sucks. He came back to the family. He talked about two things that stood out. He said how small and how fast Khalif Raymond was and how bad that Jared Goff sucked.
I think he called him noodle arm or something like that.
He did call him noodle arm.
He called him lots of things. Small. He
called him lots of things. Yeah. You know, it was one of those things where he was just it was just infectious when he would laugh. I think one of the funny stories is like when I would have him on Die Hard Den, and we played a game called Hell Yeah or Hell Nah. We played it on this show a few times. He was like, man, how did you come up with that? Because like if I did, I'd be like, heck yeah. I'm like, no, that's not the name of the game, man. It's Hell. Well, like it's just stuff like that, man. Jim was just, and he had a sense of humor that was, you know, that was good, and it was just so much fun, like doing the show with him, man, doing the mornings, man. So what you got? Because he keep messing with your signal, Mike. So let me get you in about a funny story.
Man, I'm actually a funny.
Oh, he's still messing with him, man. He is coming at you, Mike.
Dang.
Oh, Mike, we got to bring you back in a second. What you got, LL? He is messing with you big time, Mike.
That's crazy. I don't know, man. Funny stories, man. Jim was just full of life. Like he, you know, everything was up pretty much. Like it wasn't, you know, necessarily too much of a down when you was, you know, talking with Jim or anything like that, man. But I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we just I don't know. Maybe I talk about third and golf. Like I thought that was real clever, and I feel like we should push that more. But until you know, because y'all his friend and everything, so we don't really get to talk about
Man,
third and
we
golf
are
no
not
more.
his friend,
But
man.
yes,
We
we are.
just saying all we saying is
Gave
give him a
a
chance,
nickname.
man.
Y'all gave him a nickname. Sometimes I really think about that. I'm
No,
like, man,
that
y'all gave him
nickname
a
is
nickname.
from his teammates. JG is from his teammates. They call him JG.
No, y'all call him JG.
They
too,
call him
Jay
JG.
Jizzle
So
and
hey, if
everything
they,
else.
I call him Jay Jizzle.
yeah, his mama called him JG. I'm gonna call him JG. So,
His mama don't call him that. But that's pretty much and that was pretty much it, man. I can't remember exactly what he said, but I remember we was messing with him about his picture with Herman Moore. You know, just how short he looked and
oh
everything.
yeah,
how pale his
man.
legs were.
That he
But,
did look like a Oompa Loompa standing next to her.
But
he did look like
but
yeah,
you know,
so,
like it wasn't never too many, you know what I'm saying, I guess outside of, you know, the depressing moment, but you know, it wasn't too many downers messing around with Jim. He liked to laugh, he liked to have fun, man, and that's, you know, that's best.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's try this one more time.
One more time.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I got this bootleg ass laptop over here. Yeah, but ironically, my pro debut was in Muskegon, in boxing. So that was real ironic. I thought that happened. That Jim actually was like kind of right down the street at the time that I was making my pro debut, knocking out one of the Muskegon boys. So you know, hey, I had to silence Becerra. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope we could sip tea or something one day, get a drink or something, but I had to knock you out, boy. And but yeah, me and Jim kind of, you know, we kind of talked through that and was like, oh wow. And I thought that was real ironic that happened, man. So yeah, me and Jim we always talked about that, man.
Yeah,
always.
Definitely. And you know, and one thing about Jim, he was always like willing to help people out. No matter if it was like your show, doing a show, like, and I've said this a few times, man, Jim would help me when I was going for and I'm in my master's program now, but in my bachelor's program, Jim would help me. I think he was on 2 of my school projects, like, you know, podcasting projects or something like that. He was on with me, and then that's I went and did his In the Room segment, and then right after I graduated is when he, you know, asked me to come on the show. He said he was rebooting the show. Jim and Tim, Maniac Tim from Free for All Fridays, they were the original Lions on the Prowl. It was an audio show, and then Jim said he wanted to do a YouTube, so I joined him to do the YouTube thing, man. And it was that was probably one of the best things. And he said, man, I didn't think he would say yes because you already have a show. I'm like, well, the show I do with Sean is not the show that I do. It's not going to be the same show. It's, you know, it's a different type of show, you know, like, and, you know, we're doing YouTube 5 days a week, you know, and me and Shawnee, we had a 1 hour, 1 day, you know, 1 day a week show. And just the opportunities that he, you know, give people, you know what I'm saying? We all, you know, here on this show, I mean, it was the original, it was me and Jim, and then we brought Mike on, and then Mike had to go do his work thing, and then LL came on later on, and then now it's the crew. I mean, and we all have fun with this content, man. And then the days that, you know, that are fun, man, especially on the Free for All Fridays, when you get the other guys that come in from, you know, Royal Alliance UK, you get Dose of Dion sometimes, and then you get always got Luke G coming in, hanging out with us, man. And I miss those. You know, I got the working guys now. They can't do the Free for All Fridays like they used to do, but you know, I always cherish those Free for All Fridays, man, because that was one of those things that it was like we held court, you know, as Detroit Lions on the Prowl, man. We were giving the people what they want. We were, you know, had different guests on, Smoking Jeremy B. Come on, man, and be puffing and puffing and doing his thing. And yeah, man, with them cigarettes, man. He doing big things over there. We would get we get Andy Souls on there, Soul Man from We Are Live Station podcast. I mean, let's think how many shows that are out there right now that Jim touched or helped start or, you know, gave advice to, you know, things of that nature where they, you know, help these guys get on, you know, and his touch on over there on the Detroit Sports Alliance and the DSA, man, which, you know, Mike and I are a member of, you know, like he got you in the DSA, and then when I came on the show, he was like, "Well, he's on the show too, so go ahead, let's go ahead and throw him in there too." And they was like, "Nah, problem." And that time, I mean, Mike and I came in, well, they really wasn't taking any more Lions guys. They wanted more. They wanted more Pistons people or hockey people. But
he backdoored me.
Yeah, it was one of those things where if he could help you out, he would definitely do that, man. Right. And he was one of those guys, man. You could always tell he's a shirt off his back type of dude, man. And any type of advice, SEO, man. And even when people didn't take his advice, he still was there for them. You know what I'm saying? If they came back to him and say, "Hey, man, I need some help doing this stuff," it was never a negative thing. He's like, "Hey, I tried to tell you," and it's one of those things that he kept. It was never a malicious thing with him. But the people didn't listen to him at first. It was water off his back. He would definitely still be open to help people out, man. That's the type of dude that Jim Bordeaux was, man. And shout out to his family, Faith, and I think his daughter name is Sherry, and the grandkids, and Queen of the Prowl, who's always here, still helping us out in the background. She's in the chat right now, Valerie Bordeaux, man. It's just one of those things we got to pay homage to our dude, man, because Jim was my man. My man, 50 grand. And like I've said this before, I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to Shawnee J, but I got a chance to talk to Jim the day before he passed, and I got to tell him I love him, man. And that was always be a big moment for me because I got to share in that. I got to say say some words to him before he passed away. But let's go to one of Jim's. Now I always say this is my favorite segment of the show, but to be honest with you, it was really one of Jim's favorite. Because Jim said he always wanted to give a voice to the fans. That's what our show was about. The opinion show, but he always wanted to give a voice to the people who watch the show. If you notice, we don't do mailbag or fan questions. We read your comments because we want to hear what you guys got to say. So that's why we do comment cards, man. Now let's go ahead and hit this thing up. It's time for the comment cards, baby. All right, first up, we got Jaquez Phipps says, "What up, though, family?" Okay, what up, though, Jaquez? He said, I'm predicting the Lions to go 11-6. That's some lofty goals. If they play perfectly, I have them sweeping the Bears. I would agree with that. And sweeping the Vikings. Okay. And a late game pick against Cousins in Minnesota to Joseph. Okay. If Joseph be in the game. Okay. But don't forget the Vikings are also in a rebuild. Yeah. Okay, I got that. I also have us beating the Commanders, the Giants, the Jets, the Panthers, the Seahawks, the Pats, and splitting with the Cheeseheads. And as always, and Jim would tell you this from the rafters, baby. I know he's screaming it from the heavens. FTP.
Right. Joseph, friend of the show, Joseph Murdoch says, "I don't see any surprise cuts. There's a lot of competition fighting for the 53. So you got the practice squad, you got the cuts. Those who do get cut will get cut for good reason." I agree, Joseph.
Yeah. John Kapler says, responding to the comment card of what quarterback do we take in next year's draft out of the two, neither freaking quarterback coming out of those two schools have ever done anything in the NFL in 50 years, damn near. Damn, that's a strong comment, John.
Yeah, talking about Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. I mean, I would have to say me and Jim agreed on that one. Ohio State quarterbacks and Alabama quarterbacks do not have a favorable NFL tenures. They don't. Right. All right. Grandier 12 says, how much dead money would the Lions inherit if they cut all the proposed 4 Lions players? Okay, here we go. The Lions will have $13 million in dead cap space if they cut those 4 players. Okay, I don't like that cut at all. Yeah, I don't like dead cap money either. We're still getting out of that from last season. It always seems to bite the team the next season come free agency. I agree with that. Only if the dead money versus is very, very low, like $3 million or less. I just say that is not. The dead cap is $13 million, and the salary cap savings will be 4.5 if the 4 guys that we looked at last show gets cut. So right now, it seems more advantageous for them guys probably to stay on the roster. The only guy that would we really would get some cap savings from would be Jamal Williams. That's it. His savings versus his dead cap is it's more salary cap savings than it is dead cap space for him. He's the only one like that.
Man, and that don't go so well for this next comment. Feardom, if I'm saying that right, says Jamal lost 20 pounds and just this spring turned 27. He's already talking about playing for the Super Bowl this year. Who thinks Campbell is going to cut Williams? I honestly hope rather that he kind of stick around and play some kind of role. Like, I can't think of a team right now like where they kind of, well, maybe like the Patriots or something, like where Brandon Bolden or Kevin Folk, I think his name was, just stuck around and, you know, they found a role for him and he continued to play that role at a role accepting price, I guess. So I would like, because he got the right attitude, man. I think he's good for the dudes. I think he'd be good for our running back room years and years down the line. Maybe even transitioning into, you know, maybe coaching or something, if that's what he wants to do. But I kind of hope Jamal stick around a little while.
Yeah. I mean, he looks different this year. He cut he cut his dreads off.
I didn't know that. I don't want him no more.
Yeah, he got two little long tails in the back. He cut the rest of his dreads off.
Oh man.
Maybe he changed them before my eyes. Maybe I'll take it all back.
I don't know.
Okay, that's weird. That's gonna be weird. Carl Allen says, I would say Raymond is the odd man out because of Cephas and the UFDA that we picked. Maybe. I think Cephas still got an inside track. I don't know, man.
I hope so.
I think we're gonna keep 6 receivers. I know 5 is usually the quarter, but I think we're gonna keep 6.
Yeah, well, Josh Johnson he's quick, but he's not fast. He has quick lateral movement as far as his feet's concerned, but Raymond has blazing speed up and down the field. So, you know, that straight line speed for Raymond was one thing that I keep, especially and I said the other day, his return ability will most likely make him the extra wide receiver we keep.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. All right, man, that's the comment cards for the day. You know how it goes, man. Answer the questions that we talked about above, man. Talk about your boy, our boy Jim. Leave us your fond memories of Jim, funny stories or whatever, quips or soliloquies that you remember about Jim in the comments. We read 6 of those things on the next show. Now it's time to go from that segment to dessert with your man Curt, brought to you by Delightful Bites, custom cookies and desserts for any occasion. If you like how they look, you'll love how they taste. Go ahead, man, over to the Facebook page. It's links in the description below. If you don't do Facebook, go over to Instagram, TikTok, or your other favorite social media platforms. You want to go ahead and drool over your phone or your computer, whatever, your iPad or your tablet, and go ahead and check out those custom cookies and desserts, man. If you like how they look, you'll love how they taste. Delightful Bites. Get your cookie on. Our heartfelt thoughts and prayers from this show go out to the victims of the 2 mass shootings in America over the last couple of days, man. Or last 11 days. We had 2 mass shootings, one in Buffalo, and then just yesterday, the one out there in Texas. That hit kind of home for your man Curt still. My daughter and my grandkids live out in San Antonio. Now it's not near where the shooting happened. The shooting happened in because Uvalde, I can't remember if I'm saying that right, down and toward the southern border of Texas. But I just want our babies to be able to go to school, man. There's no reason for babies they just going to school and this to be able to go to school and come home. That was the last day of school for them. The last day of school for that school that day, and and just happened to end in tragedy. But I pray for the families, the victims, and it's just one of the things that hit home. What do you guys, your well wishes for those families?
Yeah, one thing I gotta say, man, is I was in the streets for a little minute, man, and one code of the street was, man, you didn't involve the kids, and you didn't involve old people, elderly people. Those are 2, the 2 things that we just stayed away from and kept them out of it, man. And I don't know what the hell is going on nowadays. It's getting bad, man. It's getting crazy, and man, I don't know, man. It's just weird, man. It's real weird that all this is happening like right now, and it's just happening back to back, man. And something got to give, man. I don't know if y'all seen Steve Kerr last night when he was talking about it, man, but something got to give, man. I don't know. LL, what you got?
Yeah. you know, and the reason why, like you just said, Coach Mike, like, you know, it's supposed to be certain codes for certain things, and maybe that's why, you know, it's looking weird to us because, you know, this ain't no street shit. You know, this is some other stuff. This is some weird ass stuff. So thoughts and prayers for everybody affected, man. You know, nobody ever wants to think that can happen when they leave, and you know, you always think about coming back home. I think about that all the time. You know, when I get home, I'm gonna do X, Y, Z. When I get home, I'm gonna call, you know, whatever. I gotta rake the yard. I've been saying I'm gonna rake the yard every day this week. You know, when I come home. So, you know, just God bless everybody, man. You know, stay safe, and you know, it's crazy out here.
Definitely. All right, let's go ahead and take a walk on over to this Wall of Fame. This is one note for today. There will not be a Gold members meeting today. It's for you know, we won't have one this week. We'll push it to next week. Come and hang out with us. But yeah, there will not be a Gold members meeting this week. All right, first up, we got our bronze members. We got my man Detroit Drew. We got Bob Korowski, Shano the Insano, and Raw Business. You know, and Smoker Jeremy B is on that bronze member Wall of Fame. And some members, we got my man, name is No Miss J, Jason Porter's Cap Ice Cold, Henry Wallace, and Shannon Peck. And you know, we got Gold Lions. And for our gold members, we got Mr. Reliable, Michael Huck, Larry McQuiston, Turner C. Burley, Michael Lewis. We got Paul Giroux in the building, Mr. Rough and Raw himself, Norfolk Ken, Lady Lionor of Deuce Bagia, and the Doctor, Dr. Detroit. He is always in. To become a member of the Wall of Fame, click the Join Now button in the description. All right, fellas, let's go ahead and wrap it up with the final thoughts of our man, Mr. Jim Bordeaux.
Final thoughts, man. You know, we still miss you. Thoughts and prayers to his family. You know, Miss Val. I got to meet one of his daughters. I think that was Faith on one of the Free for All Fridays. I think she was in one of the Gold members meetings. But you know, pleasure, man. You know, Jim was a lot to a lot of people, man. A lot of people try to say a lot of stuff about him. Maybe try and call him racist or whatever until a white player sucked. And then you can't say that shit no more because he talked about him just like anybody else.
Yep.
So I don't, you know, it came sudden, man. You know, it was very sad, but you know, you gotta live on, and that's what we're doing. We're doing this, you know, in the honor and the memory of Jim. You know, just like what you know with the Gold Lions. You know, like I don't even like. I kind of don't want to do it because it's like that was y'all thing, and I don't know. You know, I ain't gonna do it because I feel like I'll sound corny doing it, but it seemed so cool when y'all did it. And shit like that, man. So, you know, just you know, RP my main Jim, dog, you know. He's still looking down. He gonna be the one. He just messing with us. He messed my screen up for some strange reason, picking with Mike with the internet. So, you know, I can only imagine what's gonna happen once we get a playoff win and other things. We might, you know, it might be a big Jim facing the confetti on the field or something. You never know. I know it's gonna be some wild ass symbol or sign whenever the Lions do something good. It's gonna be some incredible ass sign, and we just gonna look and say, yeah, that's that boy Jim.
Yeah, right on, man. Yeah, man. I just want to say shout out to Jim, man, and Jim is always with us, and he engineering these bloopers this week, boy. He Man, because you know what? I did talk to Jim the day before Thanksgiving, you know, and he's like, yeah, man, I'm doing rad, you know, and I'm glad I just got to speak with Jim, you know what I'm saying, before, you know, everything went south. And Jim is always positive, you know what I'm saying? He always looked on the brighter side of stuff, man. He always tried to find the good in every situation, and I miss Jim, man. So yeah, man, it's what it is, man. Jim showed love, man, and I always miss that, man. He was about the people.
Yeah, definitely. All right. For me, final thoughts for today's show, man. I miss my friend Jim, man. It's not a day that goes by that I don't think about my man, and you know, and what he meant to me, what he meant to the show, and then what he just meant to Lions fans, and you know, just in general. You know, I posted the tribute thumbnail yesterday. You know, all the positive feedback, and people want to make sure that they can, you know, go and come and watch it, and you know, so shout out to everyone who's who's in the chat or going to watch, or just support the channel just because they love Jim. We appreciate it, man, because it's all about that, man. It is Wednesday, hump day, baby. We're going to continue our tribute to Jim on Free for All Friday. So make sure you join us on that. Again, no Gold members meeting today. We're pushing it to next week. It's just for just to make sure we'll be able to have clear heads and and make sure that we can remember Jim. We'll give you all the time to do your tributes next week, Gold members, in that Gold members meeting. But this week we're pushing it to next week. But it's Wednesday, it's hump day. Work comes hard, man. And if you're getting a little frustrated at work, go ahead. Like I tell you all the time, man, take a deep breath, step back, refocus, and ask for help, man, because asking help is a sign of strength and not weakness, man. Yeah. Hey, wipe them crumbs off your face, finish your drink, and get back to work, baby. And whatever you do in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, LL and Coach Mike, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon. We love you, Jim. And speaking of Jim, check out his final thoughts from the last show he did on the show.
So my final thoughts for today, I want to thank Curt Steele for his 26 years of service in the military and also his 1 year of service with me. I don't know which one. No, I'm just kidding. I'm teasing. And for my dad, because he's a Vietnam War veteran, and I just wanted to shout out him as well. I appreciate everybody in the chat. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. We're now on the march to 4,000 because we achieved the 3,000 mark. Really appreciate each and every one of you.